Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's freezing here in Dallas, so I thought it would be a great time to show you my Arroz Caldo recipe. Arroz Caldo is a chicken rice porridge. It's perfect when the weather gets cold or if you're sick. Growing up, if I was ever sick, my mom would make this. So the recipe included serves two, and usually I make a double recipe of what the recipe says, but then I'm eating Arroz Caldo for like 3 or 4 days straight. You could always freeze it, but today I'm just eating for myself, so this is just gonna be just enough for me. So once we get to the base recipe, I'm just gonna include some options for garnish for you guys. It'll be more or less traditional, but you could just add whatever you want at the end. So let's get started. So we're gonna start by preparing our vegetables. So first we're gonna dice up half an onion. All right, we have our onions, set that aside. So next we're gonna take our ginger. We're just gonna cut them in thin slices. We're gonna turn it on the side. We're gonna get nice strips. So now we're going to turn it on its side. We have tiny dices of ginger. Set that aside. Now we have our garlic. We have 6 cloves. We're just going to give them a rough chop. Smash. All right, our garlic is done. After we prep our veggies, we're gonna get started with the chicken. So today I'm using 2 pieces of chicken thighs. You can use drumsticks, wings, whatever you got, but I really love the flavor of chicken thighs. So make sure you get them with the skin side on. These have the bones in them, but we're gonna take care of that a little later. We have a burner and a medium-sized pot. We're gonna start this pan off cold. We're gonna toss it in about a tablespoon of oil, and then we're gonna take our chicken thighs and we're gonna go skin side down, all right? Very important, skin side down. You want to make sure the skin is making contact with the oil and the pan. All right, we're going to turn up our heat to a medium-low. We don't want to go too hot because we want the fat from the chicken skin to render. We're going to use that chicken fat to cook all our veggies later. I didn't include this, but you want to make sure you pat the skin dry before adding it to the pot. This is going to take a couple minutes and you're going to wait for the skin to release naturally from the pan. If you're using stainless steel, you're going to want to wait for it to come off the pan easily. If it still sticks to the pan, it means that it's not ready to be pulled off yet. There you go. So you want to wait for the chicken to be this color. So you want to wait for the chicken skin to be this color, and we're just going to flip it. Perfect. You can see the skin's browned up and removes easily from the pot. And now we're just going to cook the other side for a couple more minutes. After about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to turn off the heat for a second. And we're going to take our chicken. Ooh. I might have put a little bit too much oil, but that's okay. There we go. And you can see we're left with this beautiful brown skin that we're going to remove actually right now. I have a baking sheet and we're just going to toss the skin, oops, it's hot, right on top of here. It's quite crispy right now, but we're going to toss this into a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. So we set our chicken skins aside and we're going to wait for our oven to heat up to 400. In the meantime, you might be thinking, oh, that wasn't enough time to cook the chicken. The chicken is not cooked. Don't bite into it. Don't eat it. It's not cooked. So the next step is sauteing all our veggies. So we're going to turn the heat back up to medium. So we're going to start off with our garlic because we're Filipino. We always throw in the garlic first. We're going to need to watch this closely so it doesn't burn. So garlic in. Mix that around. And we only want this to go maybe a minute. Once you see it starting to brown a little bit, we're going to toss in our onions and our ginger. Make sure you're mixing so nothing's burning. Boom. Oh, nice. You can see that the garlic is nice and golden. Now we just have to wait for our onions to cook down. The water released from the onions is going to help you scrape off all that fond off the bottom of the pan. So what you're smelling now is one of my favorite smells of all time. I grew up smelling this in the kitchen. I knew my mom was cooking up something great. Onion, garlic, and ginger is the Filipino holy trinity of aromatics. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Make sure you keep stirring so the garlic doesn't burn. While we're cooking this down, we're gonna wash our glutinous rice. If you have jasmine rice or regular white rice, it'll work fine. Glutinous rice just breaks down a little bit more to give it more of a porridge texture. So I have my rice, I have a strainer. Make sure you wash your rice, folks. This looks good. Our onions are translucent. We're gonna add our rice. There you go, and we're just gonna stir this in. We're gonna take some fish sauce. 3 crabs is the best. We're just gonna add about a tablespoon to deglaze. Usually I would use chicken broth, but since I don't, we're gonna use some Norse chicken powder, chicken bouillon. Usually this comes in cubes, but I have a whole container of it. So there's instructions on how much powder you use versus how much water. I'm using 3 cups of water. That means I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of powder. So we go 1 and 2. So mix that in. So once that's mixed, you're either gonna add your chicken broth or we have 3 cups of water. Just add a little bit first. We're gonna just remove everything off the bottom of the pan. The rice might be sticking and that's okay, it'll come right off at this point. We're gonna add in the rest of our water. So the rest of our water is added and now we're gonna add our chicken back in. Boom. And boom. Don't forget to add all the chicken juices back in, all that flavor. So the ratio of water to rice is really important. I like my Arroz Caldo on the soupier side, so I like to use a ratio of 1 to 6. If you like it a little bit thicker, I recommend going 1 to 5. Either way, if your Arroz Caldo is too thick, you can always add more broth later, or if it's too wet, you could just cook it a little bit uncovered. So our Arroz Caldo is boiling. We're gonna take a lid and cover it. So this is gonna cook around 20 to 30 minutes and we're gonna mix it every 5 minutes so that the rice doesn't stick. You wanna keep this on a medium low, otherwise the rice is gonna burn on the bottom of the pan and we don't want that. So we're gonna take this pot and we're gonna transfer it over to the gas range so I can prepare some of the toppings. So I have some water boiling. We're gonna just throw in a little bit of salt to get it going. If you didn't know, that's gonna make your water boil a little bit faster. So one of our toppings is gonna be a 6-minute egg. One trick I learned on TikTok, I think. If you take the fatter end and you wanna kind of hit it with a spoon, and then you're gonna hear it crack. We're gonna do the other one. You're gonna hear it tap normally and then you're gonna hear it give on one tap. Did you hear that? The tap cracked the egg and you can't really see, it's a micro crack. But that way, when we peel it later, it's gonna peel way easier. Oops. That's for our chicken skins. There you go. Yeah, look at those. Those look great. And they're crispy, so yeah, we're just gonna set this aside. So once your water is boiling, we're gonna lower in our eggs gently to, one cracked a little bit. It's okay. And we're just gonna cover this, medium heat, set timer for 6 minutes. All right, we have just some ice and some water. And once this is done cooking, we're gonna toss these in here to cool them off. You could use any kind of egg you like, but for this recipe, we're gonna go for that jammy center. Oh, that's my egg. Oh no. One of the eggs did explode. I think I hit it too hard. Oh, it's leaking everywhere. No. Okay, well, I guess at least we have one good egg. So anyway, we're gonna toss both of these in the ice bath. Oh, so sad. So one of the other garnishes we're gonna do is fried garlic. I'm gonna take some oil in my pan and I'm gonna take these slivers of garlic that I sliced up. So we're just gonna toss this into the oil. Heat on. I'm gonna watch this carefully because I burned the last batch I did. They're frying up nicely. All right, once some of them are starting to brown, you're gonna cut the heat and we're gonna strain them right away. Ooh. Nice, we have our garlic chips here. We're just gonna set this on a paper towel to dry. There you have some garlic chips, easy. Our other garnish is gonna be a green onion chop the ends. Alright, set these aside. Alright, it's been about half an hour. We're gonna check on our arroz caldo. Alright, we're gonna bring the pot over here so you guys can see. Oh yeah, beautiful. Nice, this is the consistency that we were looking for. Our arroz caldo is pretty much ready if you just want to eat the chicken off here, but what we're going to do is take them off and we're going to strip the meat off of it and then add it back in. So, got one thigh, two thigh, and all we're going to do is just take our fork and, ooh, it just comes right off. There you go. Now that you have all your chicken separated from the bones, we're just going to shred it a little bit more. Now that our chicken is shredded, we're going to add it back to the pot. Go in. We haven't tasted this yet. We probably should, right? So the salt element came from the fish sauce already, and then also the bouillon cubes. So we're just gonna taste test to see if we need to add any more salt. Could use a little bit more. Maybe just a teaspoon. We're gonna add a little bit of fish sauce to our final bowl later, so we don't wanna add too much salt right now. And we're gonna add some freshly cracked pepper. So again, this is more of the consistency I like. If you want your arroz caldo to be a little bit thicker, use less water or broth. Or if you want it to be a little soupier, just add more broth or water. Before we plate, we're gonna cut into our egg. Let's see how we did. All right, let's cut right down the middle. Ooh, yeah, that's what we want. Gorgeous. All right, it's time to plate. We're gonna go arroz caldo in first. We have our chicken skin right there. Green onion, just put that in the center. We have our garlic chips, we're just gonna sprinkle around. We have a little bit of fish sauce. Also gonna just maybe a little bit around here. Now we're gonna add some fried chili oil, a little bit of spice. Boom, just a little bit here, 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 here. Nice. There you have it. This is my arroz caldo. All right, this is beautiful. Wow, I can't wait to get into this. All right, this is beautiful. We're gonna dig in. First bite. Mix in the chili oil, scallions. Mmm. So good. Take our chicken skin chip. Mm. Wow. I'm going to keep eating this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see how to cook Filipino food. Comment what recipes you want to see me do, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Chicken skin. Oh. Super crispy. Mm.